Good day, everyone. I am Janlay Agamen, together with my groupmates, Miss Mary Rose Ann Bertadaso, Mr. Joshua Vidal, and Mr. J. Leonisario. And today, we would be talking about the MVP testing, user validation, iteration, and emerging technologies in technopreneurship. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Um, First, what is technopreneurship? It is simply technology plus entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is about identifying opportunities and building value. Technology is about using tools and systems to solve problems efficiently. Combine them, and technopreneurship is the practice of using technology as the engine to build scalable businesses. Think of companies like Grab, Canva, and Spotify. They saw problems, used technology to solve them, and built businesses to serve millions. So, why does it matter? Technopreneurship matter for three reasons. First is speed. Technology automates manual processes. What took days now happens in seconds. Scale. Digital products can serve 10 users or 1 million users with almost the same cost. Physical businesses don't have that advantage. Third is value. Technology solves problems that were previously impossible, connecting peoples across continents, personalizing experiences, and empowering small businesses. Speed, scale, and value. That's why technopreneurship that drives today's most successful companies. So let's look at our project as an example, the membership information management system. The problem is before this system, managing members meant spreadsheets, emails, and manual data entry. It was slow, error-prone, and frustrating. Now the solution is we built a centralized digitalized system where members can update their own information, renew membership, and view their status instantly. Administrators can get a dashboard to manage everything in one place. And its value, this saves administrative time, improves member experience, and provides better data insights. This is technopreneurship, using technology to solve a real-world problem while creating a measurable business value. Now, did we build a full system before launching it? No. That brings up to MVP testing. So what is MVP testing? MVP stands for minimum value product. Is the simplest version of your product that allows you to learn from real users. Think of this way. If your goal is to build a Ferrari, you don't start with leather seats. You start with a bicycle, something that is basic, that is less, that lets you test if people actually want a vehicle. So think of that way. The MVP is that bicycle. It's not about delivering everything. It is about delivering enough to start learning. So why test an MVP? Why do we test MVP? There are three reasons. First is save time and money. Building a full product takes months and significant investment. If nobody wants it, you've wasted everything. With MVP, you invest less. If it fails, you fail fast and cheap. So you learn. Second is you'll learn what users actually want. What you think users want is often different from what they want. You only discover the truth when real people interact with your product. Now, third is validate market demand. An MVP answer the most important questions. Is there a real market for this? Get that validation before you scale. Here is how we apply this to our membership system. We started with a hypothesis. Members prefer self-service over uh, I, um, members prefer self-service over emails or over something that is manual. So that reduce admin workload. Instead of building a full system, we create a simple MVP, a basic web form that allowed users to contact their admin. Nothing more. We measured two things. Did members find it easy? Did admin emails decrease? After 2 weeks, we saw that lot of users completed their update without admin email. So this validated our hypothesis. We made the decision, preserve, expand the future to all members. If data had shown otherwise, we would have pivoted, tried, and tried a different approach. This is the power of MVP testing. Learn fast, make informed decisions. Now, here are the tools for MVP testing. You don't need to be a programmer to test your ideas. There are tools for everyone. First, the landing page. Like Card or Unbounce, let you test demand before building anything. Create simple page, add sign up button, and see if people click. The prototyping tools like Figma or Blasamic let you create clickable mockups, put them in front of users, and watch how they navigate without writing a code. No code platform, we have here Glide, Airtable, and Bubble. Let you build functional apps in days, not months. You can launch a working product and iterate based on feedback. Analytics tools like Google Analytics and Hotjar shows you how user actually behave. Heat maps and sessions recordings reveal where people get stuck or what they ignore. So let's wrap up. Technopreneurship is using of technology to build scalable, viable businesses. We saw this with our membership information management system, a digital solution to real operational problem. MVP testing is a disciplined approach that makes it work. Start small, test with real users, learn from data, then decide whether to pivot or preserve. Persevere, I mean. And with modern tools, testing your ideas has been more easier. Don't wait until your product is perfect. Build something small, test it, learn, and let that learning guide your next step. Thank you, and I am passing the discussion to the next presenter.
Good day. My name is Jaylay Giniseria, and now let's start with user validation. User validation is the process of gathering feedback from real users. Instead of assuming what users want, we directly ask them or observe how they use our system. There are different ways to do this. We can use surveys to collect quick answers, interviews to get deeper insights, and usability testing to see how users actually interact with the system. For example, we can ask users simple questions like, is the system easy to use or is it helpful for you? Their answer help us understand what works and what needs improvements. So in our system, we use surveys and usability testing to get the user's feedback. Next slide. User validation is important when developing a system. First, it helps confirm product market fit. This means we are making sure that our system actually solves a real problem for users. Second, it reduces the risk of failure. Instead of building something people may not use, we rely on real feedback to guide our decision. So overall, user validation helps us build something that users actually need or want. So then in the next slide, we have iteration. Iteration means continuously improving the system based on feedback. The process starts by building an MVP or minimum viable product. So, what's the meaning of MVP? This is the simplest version of the system with only the core features. So, after the MVP, we test it with users, gather feedback, and improve the system. Then we repeat the process again and again. So it becomes a cycle. Build, test, feedback, improve, and repeat. This process helps refine features and improve the overall user experience over time. And next slide. In real life, many popular apps follow this process. For example, apps like Facebook and TikTok regularly update their features. These updates are based on users' feedback and continuous iteration. So we can see that user validation and iteration work together. Validation gives us feedback, and iteration uses that feedback to improve the system. That's why successful products are not perfect at the start, but becomes better over time. So based on the user's feedback, we can improve our system. And that's all for the iteration.
Good day, everyone. And for my part, I'll be discussing emerging technologies in technopreneurship, especially two of the most impactful technologies shaping modern businesses today. First is artificial intelligence, and the next is Internet of Things. So let's start with the first one, artificial intelligence or AI. Makikita niyo sa slide na ito ang iba't ibang uri ng AI tools na available ngayon. At ang pinakakilala at pinakaginagamit ng karamihan ay ang ChatGPT, Gemini, at syempre yung Claude. At siguradong lahat naman tayo dito ay familiar na sa mga ito, especially na nasa IT program tayo. So ano nga ba ulit ang AI? So it refers to machines that can learn from data and make decisions much like how a human expert would, but faster and at scale. Hindi lang siya basta sumusunod na instructions, natututo din siya, nag-a-adapt, at nagde-decide based on the patterns and experiences. So we see AI everywhere today, from chatbots that answer customer questions 24/7 to recommendation systems that suggest what to watch, what to buy, or even who to connect with. Kahit yung mga simpleng features ng apps na ginagamit natin today, marami sa kanila ay pinapagana na ng AI. But here's what I want to emphasize. AI isn't just for big tech companies anymore. It's now accessible even to students like us. In fact, even in our capstone project, Membership Information Management System for Regia Engineering Circle, we were able to integrate AI tools directly into our development workflow. We use GitHub Copilot to assist us in writing code more efficiently. We used BotPress 2 to handle the conversational logic, essentially building an intelligent layer that can interact with our users naturally. And lastly, we use Claude to support intelligent responses and decision making within the system itself. So instead of building everything from scratch and spending weeks on logic that can help us figure out in minutes, we were able to focus more on the quality and purpose of the system. This is exactly what AI brings to technopreneurship. It lowers the barrier to building smart solutions. It lets even a small team or even a single student create something that used to require an entire IT department. And that's the kind of technopreneurial mindset we need to carry as future tech professionals. Knowing not just how to code, but how to leverage right tools to build smarter, faster, and better. So now let's move on to the second emerging technology, the Internet of Things, or simply the IoT. So ano ba talaga yung IoT? So it refers to the network of physical devices connected through the internet, capable of collecting, sending, and receiving data with each other. So think of it this way. Kahit anong bagay na physical, from a light bulb to a door lock or to a refrigerator, kapag nilagyan mo na yan ng sensor at kinokonekta sa internet, nagiging smart na siya. Now, key components that make all of this possible are connectivity, which is the network that ties everything together, edge computing, which processes data closer to the device itself para mas mabilis. Sensors and actuators, which are the eyes, ears, and hands of IoT devices. And lastly, the control systems, which manage and automate the decisions based on the data collected. So in a technopreneurship context, IoT opens massive opportunities for automation, monitoring, and even smarter decision making. And this is where it gets interesting for us. Our capstone project, Membership Information Management System, right now it handles membership data, records, and information digitally. But imagine what if mapalawak pa namin ito using smart ID scanners or probably sensor-based equipment monitoring, giving officers real-time, accurate, and automated insights without lifting a finger. It may sound futuristic, but the technology is already there. Ang tanging kailangan na lang siguro namin is to improve the vision and apply initiative.
Following to that, isa pa sa mga emerging technologies na pwede natin gamitin is the blockchain. So, ano nga ba to? To generalize is, ang blockchain is a digital technology na ginagamit para mag-store ng data in a secure, transparent, and tamper-resistant way. So, ibig sabihin yung data natin na hindi basta-basta nababago o nadidelete. And paano siya nag-work? Basically, yung information ay naka-organize na siya into blocks at yung mga blocks na yan ay magkakaling sa isa't isa that forms in a chain. Kaya tinatawag siyang blockchain. So, once na na-record na yung data sa chain, hindi na siya madaling baguhin o galawin. To emphasize, this is because each block is connected to the previous one. So, kapag may binago, maapektuhan yung buong chain. And another important feature of it is the decentralization. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang siya nakastore sa isang data, kundi nakadistribute siya across multiple systems or computers. And because of this, mas secure siya at mas mababa ang risk ng hacking or unauthorized manipulation. That's why blockchain is commonly used sa mga applications like cryptocurrency, secure online transactions, kung saan very important ng transparency at data integrity. For example, sa context ng aming system, we're still learning na gamitin ng blockchain to improve the security and reliability ng member data. So with that, it can protect our membership records from unauthorized access or changes. So kahit may mag-attempt na baguhin yung data, makikita agad hindi basta-basta matatamper. Aside from that, nakakatulong din siya sa identity verification ng members, making sure na legit at accurate ang records dahil dito mapaprevent ang data manipulation. So, overall, integrating blockchain provides a strong, secure, and dependable framework for managing data which aligns with the goals of technopreneurship innovation. Next is the data analytics. So, data analytics is a process ng pag-collect, organize, analyze, at pag-interpret ng data para makakuha ng meaningful insights at makatulong sa decision making. So, in simpler terms, kinukonvert nito yung raw data into useful information. Through data analytics, mas naiintindihan ng organizations ang patterns, trends, at behavior ng users. So, this helps them evaluate past performance, monitor current activities, at mag-predict ng possible future outcomes. So, instead of guessing, decisions are based on actual data. So, how do we use it in our system? Sa system namin, importante ang role ng data analytics sa pag-improve ng system performance at user management. So, for example, by analyzing data tulad ng member registrations, logging in activities, and user interactions, nakikita ng admins kung ano ang usage trends ng system. And for instance, malalaman din kung ilan ang active users and kung anong features ang pinakamadalas gamitin. Based on these insights, pwedeng mag-decide ang developers kung ano ang kailangan i-improve, idagdag, or i-optimize sa system. So, instead of random improvements, nakabase siya sa actual user behavior. And as a result, natutulungan ng data analytics na maging mas efficient, responsive at user-friendly ang system. At the same time, nakaka-adapt siya sa changing needs ng user. So, in summary, all of these technologies play important roles in enhancing systems where it focuses either on user support or security and trust. It also focuses in tracking system and automation, also in science and for improvement of the system. And together, they support the goal of building a more innovative and effective technopreneurship system.